Hey everybody, it is Fun Friday, and yesterday Deb alluded a little bit to the tracker that I use, and it's very simple. I created it for myself because I do track my weight every day, and I also try to track how many steps I take on my pedometer every day. I know that tracker is there, but for me, having it both in one place and being able to see the correlation between the two has been super helpful to me. My goal at the end of the week is that I average out my weight each day and then put it in the column as to what my average weight was, and then also the number of steps that I took. So, 10,000 steps a day is the goal. So I know some days I sit way too much behind a computer doing a lot of behind the scene things for Sprightly that I get so excited about that I don't move. And so all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, you got like 6,000 steps a day. But then maybe the next day I've met a friend for a walk, and then Steve comes home and he goes, let's go for a walk because it's such a nice night. I could end up with 13,000. So it just, then at the end of the week, I can go, oh, okay, well, I either hit my 70 or I was a little shy or I was a little over, but it was a good way for me to see the averages. And the other thing I was telling Deb is that by being able to see like every Monday, I was in a program years ago where we only weighed ourselves whatever day our class was. So say it was Monday. So Monday, my weight might not look like it's changing at all. But if I look through the week, sometimes I would notice that by Friday, I was in a really good spot. And then I would eat like Steve all weekend. And by Monday, I was back where I started. So if I was only weighing myself that one time a week, it looked like I wasn't making any progress. But by being able to see that by the end of the week, I actually had, it gave me the incentive to then that next weekend go, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to make a few changes so that Monday, maybe I'll see a new number. And Deb pointed out too, it may take a couple weeks to see that number. But it's really good for me to be able to see the big picture and see the journey.
It's important for all of us, I feel like. And yeah, a couple things we had talked about. So maybe we make a few tweaks on the weekend. It doesn't have to be that we don't see any friends or we don't do anything fun, because that's not going to happen. But maybe, we don't have all the things. We pick and choose a little bit more. We have a salad one day to kind of balance things out, or we don't drink all weekend. Not that Melanie and I are huge drinkers anyway, but I know for some of my friends, like that's their weekend, and then, or they're watching football and they're drinking their beers and they're doing whatever. So maybe you just don't have as many over the weekend, and we would never tell you not to be with your friends, because that's not the weekend. The weekend is for fun. It's for going out to dinner. It's for a lot of things. But yeah, when we all of a sudden the light bulb goes on, like, oh, I was doing really well till Friday, and then Monday I kind of undid everything I did during the week. I could make a few tiny tweaks that I really even don't notice. And over a couple of Mondays, we start to see that we have a loss of weight. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
and it also shows you the track of how you got there. That's the other thing that was really helpful for me. I mean, Deb and I've talked a lot about tracking this week, and just, things that made you feel good and things that foods that you didn't feel so well. But you can see that then in the tracker as well. And it's like, oh, you know what? I wonder what I was eating those 2 days. Cause like I went down steadily for those 2 days. Wonder what I did differently those days. Oh, you know what? Those were the days that I really was very conscious of what I was doing. I wasn't just mindlessly snacking. My mindlessly snacking can be carrots, but you know what? There's still calories that I don't necessarily need if I'm not really hungry.
Yeah. And we talked about how our life journey is going to be like this, but what we want to look at is overall, are we going on a downward trend? If we're trying to lose weight, or upward trend, if we're trying to increase activity, it's not all the roller coaster. That's life. Those are life's little hiccups. Right. And we're going to have them because we're human beings and we live life. So, but if our downward trend is good, or if we're on a downward trend as far as losing weight, then we feel good. Right. We feel like, okay, we accept those little hiccups a little more and go, that's just life. But overall, I see the progress I'm making. So
And that's where coaching comes in, because we're here to help you pick those out. Because again, until we started figuring out what worked for us, we didn't, and again, Deb and I have done this journey in totally different ways, but we both are, you know, conscious of what we're eating. I think that's the biggest thing for both of us, but the way we've done it has been different. So having a coach help you figure out what works for you and how to stay on track and how to celebrate the fact that, woohoo, you know, like you are making progress. You definitely are making progress. If you are paying attention to it, even if it's not showing up on the scale, it's going to be showing up other places in your life. Internally, if you're walking and that scale's not changing, you did something great for yourself internally. And that's what we're here to help you remember, that it's your whole life.
Yeah, there are a lot of changes. Yeah, sorry, Mel.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say along that there are just a lot of changes that we don't necessarily see, but it doesn't mean they're not happening.
Yeah.
So if we're only walking to lose weight and the scale saying we're not losing weight, we don't want to stop, because it's doing a lot of things internally, our heart, our brain, so many good things that we just can't see. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, have a fabulous weekend. Share with us what you're going to do. Maybe you're going to get out and do something fun for this fall weekend, and, you know, paint some pumpkins or carve a jack-o'-lantern or go on a hayride, any of those things. We'd love to hear what you're doing, and have a fabulous weekend, and we'll see you Monday.
Bye.